أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد عليه الصلاة والتسليم. أما بعد. So inshallah today we'll continue with Surah Al-Isra, and today we will start from verse or ayah number 54. And then here Allah Azza wa Jal again is continuing the speech with with the believers and with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he's saying, "Rabbukum a'lamu bikum, iyasha yarhamkum, wa iyasha yu'adhibkum, wa ma arsalnaka alayhim wakila." Here Allah Azza wa Jal is saying that Allah Azza wa Jal, He is more aware of us. He's more knowledgeable with regard to us. If He wills, He will place His mercy upon us, and if He will punish you. He can put His mercy on you, or He can punish you. And verily, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ وَكِيلًا, we have not sent you as a disposer of their affair, or a person who is in charge of them, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We know from all the ayat that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is a warner, and he is the one who gives glad tidings. So what does this mean? Allah Azza wa Jal, if He willed, He will have mercy on you, or He will punish you. He will have mercy on you by guiding you to Islam. Because again, from all the ayats in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal says, مَنْ يَهْدِ اللَّهُ فَهُوَ الْمُهْتَدِ. Whomever Allah Azza wa Jal guide is the one who is guided. So when Allah guides, meaning you enter the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, meaning you become Muslim, meaning you worship Allah Azza wa Jal. When you die, you go to Jannah, and that is the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. And those who refuse Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah will punish them by not guiding them to Islam, and at the end they will die as kuffar, as unbelievers, and then they will be punished on the day of Qiyamah. So here Allah Azza wa Jal said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that it is Allah who decides. Allah can guide and Allah can misguide however He pleases. And you cannot guide people. You don't have to push people toward Islam. You are a warner, basically. Another way of saying this ayah. Then Allah Azza wa Jal continues, says, وَرَبُّكَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And Allah Azza wa Jal is more aware of what's in the heavens, what's on earth. وَلَقَدْ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضَ النَّبِيِّينَ عَلَى بَعْضٍ وَأَتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ زَبُورًا. And again, this is here Allah Azza wa Jal says that He is the one who knows everything. He knows the heavens, He knows the earth, He knows the creation, He knows everything. And as a result, when they're asking Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and one of the things here you will see later in the surah, they're going to ask Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with miracles, with things to do. And then here Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَلَقَدْ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضَ النَّبِيِّينَ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. We have favored some of the prophets over the others. Remember, we go back to Surah Al-Baqarah. What did Allah Azza wa Jalla says? لَا نُفَرِّقُ بَيْنَ أَحَدٍ مِنَ الرُّسُلِ. We do not differentiate between the messengers. We obey them, we follow them, and we respect them all in the same way. But again, Allah Azza wa Jalla has favored some messengers over the others. For example, Allah Azza wa Jalla has favored Prophet Musa alayhi salam over Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam by making Musa Kalimullah, meaning Musa can communicate directly with Allah. He speaks, and when Allah Azza wa Jalla sent the revelation to Musa, it appears to Musa as if it is words, and he can hear it directly as actual words, as if he's conversing with Allah Azza wa Jal. So Allah has favored Prophet Musa alayhi salam with this, but He didn't favor, and he was the only one who was Kalimullah, who was able to communicate directly with Allah. And Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَمَا كَانَ لِرَسُولٍ أَن يُكَلِّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا وَحْيًا أَوْ مِنْ وِرَاءِ حِجَابٍ أَوْ يُوحَيَ إِلَيْهِ. So Allah Azza wa Jal says in another ayah, there's no messengers that Allah Azza wa Jal will only speak to him either wahi, through revelation, or behind a veil. Even Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when he feels as if Allah is communicating to him, there's a veil, there's something, he can't see Allah. He's not really hearing Allah, because Allah is all glorious. Allah is above anything. He's not like us. He can, but Allah made it appear as if He's hearing words, Musa alayhi salam. And similarly, other prophets, Allah Azza wa Jal has favored them with things. For example, Prophet Salih, for the people of Thamud, when Allah Azza wa Jal sent him, he was able to carve with the will of Allah Azza wa Jal out of the mountain the she-camel. So he just supplicated and then the she-camel came in. So that's how Allah favored Prophet Salih over others, where Allah gave him a special miracle. Subhanallah. So every messenger, Allah favored him over other messengers with different things, but they all came with the same message, and we obey them and we follow them and we respect them and we adhere to all of them in the same way. Subhanallah. وَأَتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ زَبُورًا. And here Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying specifically, He picked Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, and He said, we have given Dawood, Prophet Dawood, David, Zabur. Zabur is the Psalms, the Psalms in English. What is so specific and so special about the Psalm compared to like the Torah or the Quran? The Torah or the Quran have laws. Do this, don't do that, right from wrong. Whereas the Zabur, it's all pure supplication to Allah Azza wa Jal. Dua, how you worship Allah, how you supplicate to Him, how you do those kind of things. There is no do's and don'ts in the Zabur. And that's how Allah Azza wa Jal has favored Prophet Dawood alayhi salam with the revelation of the Zabur that does not have specific laws. So Allah didn't give him new laws. He continued to follow the laws of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. But yet the Zabur was just basically a book that has the pure, glorifying Allah Azza wa Jal. And this also goes when Allah Azza wa Jal talks about Dawood alayhi salam, وَسَخَّرْنَا الْجِبَالَ يُسَبِّحْنَهُ مَعَهُ وَالطَّيْرِ. He used to have a very, very beautiful voice. And when he glorifies Allah Azza wa Jal and do tasbih, he will do it in his voice that Allah Azza wa Jal has not given anybody on earth the voice and the beautiful voice of Prophet Dawood alayhi salam. So the mountain will echo with him and will glorify Allah. The birds will come and they repeat after him and they will glorify Allah Azza wa Jal. So Allah has given him the Zabur, which is a pure book of supplication and glorifying Allah Azza wa Jal. Then Allah Azza wa Jal continues and says, قُلِ ادْعُوا الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُم مِّن دُونِهِ فَلَا يَمْلِكُونَ كَشْفَ الضُّرِّ عَنكُمْ وَلَا تَحْوِيلًا. And here Allah is giving a speech to the mushrikeen of Mecca at the time Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, he says, if you're not going to believe and if you're not going to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or if you don't want to call Allah Azza wa Jalla, worship Him, so call whomever you have zamtum, you fabricated in your mind, those who are besides Allah Azza wa Jalla. فَلَا يَمْلِكُونَ كَشْفَ الضُّرِّ عَنْكُمْ وَلَا تَحْوِيلًا. They will not be able to take away the calamities from you, and they will not be able to turn it away from you. So what happened here, Quraysh at that time, they were tried and tested by Allah Azza wa Jal with drought. So for a long time they had drought, nothing, no vegetation, wind and stuff like that. So nothing is coming to them from Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah is punishing them for not believing in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So then Allah told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them, let them call those gods that they worship. Are they going to respond to them? Are they going to give them what they need? They will not be able to lift out from them this calamity from them, and they're not going to be able to turn it away from them. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ. So those whom they call beside Allah. So they're calling the stones and the statues, but they also were calling jinn. They were worshipping the shaitan, because the shaitan is the one who's deceiving them to make them call those statues and those idols. So here Allah Azza wa Jalla says, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ. Those who they call, يَبْتَغُونَ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ الْوَسِيلَةَ. Those whom they call, the one that they've been calling, these ones are seeking the wasila, which is the Jannah from Allah Azza wa Jalla. أَيُّهُمْ أَقْرَبُ وَيَرْجُونَ رَحْمَتَهُ. And they want to be closer to Allah and they want His mercy. وَيَخَافُونَ عَذَابَهُ. And they fear the punishment of Allah. إِنَّ عَذَابَ رَبِّكَ كَانَ مَحْذُورًا. Indeed, the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal is something that you should be wary about. So what does this ayah saying here? The jinn that they were calling and the jinn that were deceiving them to worship the stones and the statues and the idols, when they heard the revelation from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they heard the Quran, the jinns themselves became what? Became Muslim. And they started to supplicate to Allah Azza wa Jal. They turned to Allah Azza wa Jal and they want to get closer to Allah. They realized that they were on the wrong path. They've been deceived. So what happened, when they turned back to Allah Azza wa Jal, says, see the things that you were worshipping, they themselves have turned back to Allah Azza wa Jal. And why you don't turn back to Allah Azza wa Jal the same way those people and those jinn has turned back to Allah Azza wa Jal? They fear the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal. Verily the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal is something to be feared. So then Allah Azza wa Jal gives us this ayah and He says, وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُوهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُوهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا كَانَ ذَلِكَ فِي الْكِتَابِ مَسْطُورًا. There is not a single town or not a single nation except that Allah Azza wa Jal is going to destroy it before the day of Qiyamah, or muhlikuat, they're going to be destroyed, or they're going to be punished mu'adhibuha adhaban shadida, very very severe punishment. كان ذلك في الكتاب مسطورا. Indeed, this was already a decree thing that's been written in the book of the before the creation was ever created. Before Allah created everything, He wrote everything in the book of Bil-Kitab, Kitab al-Mastur, the Kitab al-Mahfuz, the Kitab that's hidden. Everything, every leaf that falls on the tree is already been written when it's going to fall down. So here Allah Azza wa Jalla says, before He even created any creation, He has decreed in this book that every nation, every town, every place is going to be destroyed completely before the day of resurrection, or they're going to be punished before the day of the resurrection. There's not a single town that's going to be left alone. What that means is, those who refuse Allah Azza wa Jal, those who do bad things, Allah might send unto them hurricanes, might send unto them, earthquakes, volcanoes, destruction, whatever Allah Azza wa Jal wills to do to destroy the towns that go against the commandment of Allah Azza wa Jal. But we all know, according to the hadith and according to Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to the Quran as well, that before the end of time, Allah Azza wa Jal will completely destroy this earth. The earthquake, like toward the end of time, before Yawm al-Qiyamah, there will be earthquake, there will be destruction, but this al-adab and this punishment will come on everybody on earth, but at that time, there won't be anybody that's truly worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah will send an easy wind that will spread it across the globe, and all the believing men and women, they will die and they will have an easy death. And then Allah Azza wa Jal will punish the entire earth for everybody that remains on it before the day of resurrection. When will this happen? It's all in the hands of Allah and the knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jal. Nobody knows. وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ وَآتَيْنَا ثَمُودَ النَّاقَةَ مُبْصِرَةً فَظَلَمُوا بِهَا. So here they came, again you will see later what they asked Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but they're asking the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to give them signs, to give them miracles. And Allah Azza wa Jalla says, the reason why we haven't given you miracles, we're sending you those, the Quran is a miracle on its own, but we're giving you this Quran. Every time Allah says, every time we have sent down a miracle to nation, the people before you, they have disbelieved in it anyway. So every time we send a miracle, we show you a miracle, you're going to disbelieve in it anyway. And again, وَأَتَيْنَا ثَمُودَ النَّاقَةَ مُبْصِرَةً فَضَرَمُوا بِهَا. And as an example, Prophet Thamud for his people, Prophet Salih for his people Thamud, Allah sent to them the she-camel out of the stone, out of the mountain, and they saw it with their own eyes, and they came in alive. فَظَلَمُوا بِهَا. They wronged themselves with it by killing it against the commandment of Allah Azza wa Jal, knowing that this is a miracle from Allah. So nations, and then here what this ayah is trying to say. Because I'm going through literal translation, and then I'll give you what the ayah is trying to say. So here Allah Azza wa Jal is saying that if I give you a miracle like you're asking, then if you disbelieve, you have to believe. If you disbelieve, Allah will destroy you immediately. Just like He destroyed the people of Thamud. Like He destroyed the people of Ad. People of Thamud, Allah told them, you want this miracle, I'll give it to you. But the minute you disbelieve or you touch it, you will be faced with a punishment. Because now you saw the clear signs of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah wants people to believe in their hearts, without seeing anything, just believe in it. But once He gives you the complete miracle and then you see it in front of your eye and you disbelieve, Allah will destroy you. So He's warning them, this is what you want, then you go against it, then will be destruction. So subhanAllah, وَمَا نُرْسِلُ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا تَخْوِيفًا, and we don't send those signs and those examples except Allah wants to make people fear Him, so they will turn back to Him and they will worship Him. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لَكَ إِنَّ رَبَّكَ أَحَاطَ بِالنَّاسِ, and we have told you, and Allah has revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that don't worry, don't fear those people. Allah has encompassed them. Allah has overtaken them. Even though they show that they have strength today, take it easy. Know that Allah Azza wa Jal has a plan and Allah has plotting for them. And eventually Islam is going to spread and His plan is going to be successful. And He sent Prophet Muhammad ﷺ here. And then Allah continues, says, وَمَا جَعَلْنَا الرُّؤْيَا الَّتِي أَرَيْنَاكَ إِلَّا فِتْنَةً لِلنَّاسِ وَالشَّجَرَةَ الْمَلْعُونَةَ فِي الْقُرْآنِ. And we have not given you this ru'ya, the thing that you saw. So what is this ru'ya? What is the thing that you saw? So the ru'ya here is not a dream. It's the thing that he saw with his own eye, which is Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj. This surah, Surah Al-Isra. When Allah Azza wa Jal has taken you from Mecca to Jerusalem, to Bayt al-Maqdis, and then He took you from there to the heavens, we have not shown you this وَمَا جَعَلْنَا الرُّؤْيَا الَّتِي أَرَيْنَاكَ إِلَّا فِتْنَةً لِلنَّاسِ, to test mankind. When we showed you this and we took you on this journey, when He came back and He describing what He saw, few people turn away from Islam. They're like, no, he's lying to us. Who's going to go to heaven? Who's going to travel to Jerusalem in just a split of an eye, in a blink of an eye? How is that possible? So then Allah Azza wa Jalla says, we only did it to test people, to see their true iman. فِتْنَةَ النَّاسِ وَالشَّجَرَةَ الْمَلْعُونَةِ فِي الْقُرْآنِ. And the cursed tree in the Quran, وَنُخَوِّفُهُمْ فَمَا يَزِيدُهُمْ إِلَّا طُغْيَانًا كَبِيرًا. And we put fear into their heart, but all it does, it makes them more arrogant. So what happened? What is this cursed tree? And why, when Allah Azza wa Jal put fear in them, they turn away? So Allah talks about in the Quran about شجرة الزقوم, طعام الأثيم كالمهل تغلي في البطون كغلي الحميم. شجرة الزقوم is a tree in Jahannam, a tree that grows in Jahannam. طلعها كأنه رؤوس الشياطين. The head of it, or the branches of this tree, is like the head of the devils. It's a very, very scary tree that grows in Jahannam, and from it Allah gives food to those people in Jahannam, which is the boiling, melted, drinks that destroys their intestines as they drink it in Jahannam. So when the Prophet ﷺ, he said when he went on the Mi'raj and he went to the heaven, he saw Shajarat al-Zaqum. And he's coming and he's describing it and he's telling people what he saw. So then Abu Jahl, the leader of one of the leaders of Mecca at that time, started mocking the Prophet ﷺ. He says that Zaqum is something like similar to dates, right? And he's saying this is the Shajarat al-Zaqum. He's telling us about the Shajara in Jahannam. Bring me some Zaqum. So he asked his people to bring him some date, and he started eating date and mocking the Prophet ﷺ with what he is saying. So here Allah Azza wa Jalla says, we put the fear in them for what is happening, about this tree, that this is their food in Jahannam, and all it does is increase them, but nothing but going to transgress against the religion and against Allah Azza wa Jalla. Subhanallah. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla continue, and He explaining to us the purpose, basically of what happened, why people disobey and disbelieve in Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ قَالَ أَسْجُدُ لِمَنْ خَلَقْتَ طِينًا. And Allah is reminding us here with the story when Allah created Adam alayhi salam, and He told Iblis, the head of the father of the jinn, and when we told the angels prostrate down to Adam, they all prostrated down to Adam except Iblis, the father, the Satan, the father of the jinn. قَالَ أَسْجُدُ لِمَنْ خَلَقْتَ طِينًا. He said, me, I prostrate down to someone you created out of clay, out of mud, tina, out of mud. Me, because he feels he is better than Adam. قال أرأيتك هذا الذي كرمت علي لأن أخرتني إلى يوم القيامة لأحتنكن ذريته إلا قليلا. So here, and subhanallah, the words used in this Quran, in this ayat, are so beautiful in Arabic, how they describe the mocking tone of the devil, of Satan, while he's speaking to Allah Azza wa Jal about the human. Like, I am much better than him, and he's mocking, and he's basically belittling Adam and the creation of Adam compared to his creation. قال أرأيتك, he said, can you see this one, هذا الذي, this one that you have favored over me because you're asking me to prostrate down to him. لأن أخرتني إلى يوم القيامة, if you just let me, so don't punish me, just give me heed till the day of Qiyamah, the day of resurrection. لأحتنكن ذريته, I'm going to لأحتنكن ذريته, I'm going to control and overtake all of his offsprings إلا قليلا, except a few. Subhanallah. And if you look at this, out of the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, around the era, around the time that we are in today, out of 1,000, one person will go to Jannah. Most people will follow the shaitan. Subhanallah. He says, I'm going to subject people and make them follow me, most of them, except a few. So may Allah make us among those who are the few who don't follow the shaitan. So then Allah Azza wa Jal has given him heed, and he says, قال اذهب فمن تبعك منهم فإن جهنم جزاؤكم جزاء موفورا. He says, go, I'm letting you go. But whoever follows you from them, فإن جهنم, know that hellfire is your reward, and it's a reward that is well deserved for all of you. واستفزز من استطعت منهم بصوتك, and try to deceive whomever you can with your voice. So the shaitan comes and talks to us in the back of our mind, and he's able to communicate with us this way. وأجلب عليهم بخيلك ورجلك, and bring الإجلاب, and basically guide them and drive them with your voice, and make them follow you. In other words, let them follow you. بخيلك ورجلك, and your legs. So walk, let them follow you. Speak to them, let them hear you. وشاركهم في الأمر, and then become their partner in their wealth and in their children, and give them promises. وعدهم وما يعدهم الشيطان إلا غرورا. And verily the shaitan, the Satan, will not give him promises except vain and promises of arrogance, promises of pride. Subhanallah, but it doesn't give him anything. So here, how does the shaitan basically become our partner with our children, our partner with our wealth? By basically coming to us and making us, and playing with our mind, and making us make partners with our children with Allah Azza wa Jal. Partners with our, make our wealth partners with Allah Azza wa Jal. Worshipping the money, worshipping our children, worshipping things that are not, that we're not supposed to, and turning us away from Allah Azza wa Jal. How do we worship our money? Is we care about the money, and we don't, more than anything else. Instead of giving charity, no, this is my money. I earned it. I worked hard for it. So who gives us this promise? Who gives us this pride? Oh, it's my money. I worked very hard. And this is exactly what the shaitan will do. Subhanallah. And he's basically becoming our partner in our wealth and our children. And he's not given us promise except promises of pride. And at the end of the day, nobody with pride will enter Jannah. Subhanallah. So then Allah Azza wa Jal tells shaitan here, and this is very, very important. And he says, Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultan. But indeed, my servants, those who decide to turn away to me, to turn back to me, to Allah Azza wa Jal, you have no power unto them. وَكَفَى بِرَبِّكَ وَكِيلًا. And enough with your Lord as the one who is the disposer of their affair. Subhanallah. So here Allah Azza wa Jal, out of His mercy, He says you can deceive whoever you want, as long as they're not coming to me. But those who are coming to Allah Azza wa Jal, you have no power unto them. So when you turn to Allah Azza wa Jal, you close all the windows to the shaitan. Shaitan have no power over you. But when you start to turn away from Allah Azza wa Jal and you're not mindful of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you know you're basically lost and indulged in this life, and you're not mindful that every minute of your life is a worship of Allah Azza wa Jal, then you open the window for the shaitan, and the shaitan is able to come to try to deceive you. But then Allah Azza wa Jal tells us in Surah Al-A'raf, when you feel that the shaitan is trying to overtake you, say أعوذ بالله فاستعذ بالله إنه هو السميع العليم. Seek refuge with Allah. Know that Allah will answer you immediately, and Allah will kick the shaitan very, very far. So that's why we say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. We're seeking refuge with Allah from the evil shaitan. So then here Allah Azza wa Jal is telling us about who is Allah. Now that He told us that the shaitan wants to deceive us, and the kuffar, they didn't feel heat from Allah, then here Allah is reminding us with His might, with His glory, with His greatness. ربكم الذي يزجي لكم الفلك في البحر لتبتغوا من فضله إنه كان بكم رحيما. Remember who your Lord is. He's the one who let your ships, the big ships, sail in the sea. لتبتغوا من فضله. So you seek out of His bounty, you seek out of His favors. You can go in the ships in the sea, and you can get fish, you can get food, you can get things that, beauties that you can wear. إِنَّهُ كَانَ بِكُمْ رَحِيمًا. Indeed, He is very merciful in you. He has given you, He showed you His mercy in this life by providing for you, providing provisions for you, and giving you the ability to travel distances over land and over sea, and that yet you turn away from Him. وَإِذَا مَسَّكُمُ الضُّرُّ فِي الْبَحْرِ ضَلَّ مَنْ تَدْعُونَ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. And then, no matter who you are, whether you're an atheist, whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew, it doesn't matter. But when you are lost in the middle of the sea, وَإِذَا مَسَّكُمُ الضُّرُّ, when some calamity and harm has touched you in the middle of the sea, and you have nowhere to go, you're there, you're drowning, or you feel like you're stuck in your ship, ضَلَّ مَنْ تَدْعُونَ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. Whether you worship Buddha, or you worship a stone, or you worship Jesus, or you worship whatever it is, at that point, when you're in the middle of the sea, your heart will turn back to Allah Azza wa Jal. You will turn to God and say, oh God, help me. You forget about all your stones, you forget about everything. ضَلَّ مَنْ تَدْعُونَ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ فَلَمَّا نَجَّاكُمْ إِلَى الْبَرِّ أَعْرَضْتُمْ. But when He saved you, and He heard your call, and He sent you the wind to push you back, and He helped you, and He carried you over to the land, أعرضتم, you turn away from Allah, you don't remember Him anymore. You only remembered Him when you felt that things are going to go very bad on you. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ كَفُورًا. Indeed, a human being by nature is a disbeliever. He wants to disbelieve in Allah Azza wa Jal. So then, and this next ayah here is something that we all as Muslim, we should never feel we're protected and we're safe on this earth. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal could make anything happen. He says, أَفَأْمِنْتُمْ أَن يَخْسِفَ بِكُمْ جَانِبَ الْبَرِّ أَوْ يُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ حَاصِبًا ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُوا لَكُمْ وَكِيلًا. Do you feel secure that Allah Azza wa Jal is not يَخْسِفَ بِكُمْ جَانِبَ الْبَرِّ, that Allah Azza wa Jal can take, like, let's say you have the land, let's say the west coast here in America. Allah can take this west coast and make it all disappear under the water, just like this. Do you feel secure that Allah is not going to do this to you and destroy you all? يَخْسِفَ بِكُمْ جَانِبَ الْبَرِّ أَوْ يُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ حَاصِبًا. Or He can send upon you wind, or a hurricane, or a storm. ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُ لَكُمْ وَكِيلًا. And then you find that no one you can rely on but Allah Azza wa Jal. So you basically, nobody's going to help you. When Allah do an earthquake underneath you, when Allah split the earth underneath you, when Allah send the wind upon you, who's going to save you from Him? أَمْ أَمِنْتُمْ أَن يُعِيدَكُمْ فِيهِ تَارَةً أُخْرَى فَيُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ قَاصِفًا مِنَ الرِّيحِ فَيُغْرِقَكُمْ بِمَا كَفَرْتُمْ ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُوا لَكُمْ عَلَيْنَا بِهِ تَبِيعًا. Or you feel secure after Allah has saved you from the sea, and then you go back in the sea, that Allah is not going to return you back in the same position, and then He's going to send upon you a storm, a windy storm, then He will drown you, with the thing that you disbelieved in him. ثم لا تجد لكم به تبيعا. And then no one is going to replace this for you or save you or protect you from this. Subhanallah. And then here Allah Azza wa Jal, after He's telling us that, you should always fear Allah. You should always know that you are not in safety or security except through the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. That's why we thank Allah Azza wa Jal for everything He's given us. And then after He did this and He tells us this, He's telling us, look what I have done for you. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وَحَمَلْنَاهُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَرَزَقْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. Indeed, Allah has favored the children of Adam. And He has carried them in land and in sea. In land, we have cars, we have airplanes, we have cattle, horses, camels, donkeys, things that carry us and help us carry things many miles and distances. And without those cars, without those things that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given us, we would have been so difficult for us to carry weights and move them from one place to the other. So He carried us in land and He carried us in sea. So He has created the ships for us, so we are able to sail and go across continents, subhanallah, in ships. وَرَزَقَهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. And He has given them provisions out of things that are good for them. Like, look at what we eat and look what the animals eat. We eat fruit, we eat meat, we eat vegetables, we eat food that has taste. Meat, we cook it, we have the ability to go and excel in how we make the food good. Today we were having a team event at work, and they're talking about food, and one person is saying like how this man has come up with a way that he made a drink or like a shake that has all the minimal requirements of the FDA requirement daily dosage for everything. And that's what he eats every day. 3 shakes and that's it. And how he's healthy and everything. So everybody on the table was like, but you're missing out on life. Life is all about the enjoyment of the food that we have. Everybody likes to eat food. Everybody likes to have those different tastes. And Allah Azza wa Jal has given us those favor, has favored us over the cattle, over all the animals that go and pick, the same food, whether it's worms, whether it's whatever it is, the same food every day, where Allah has given us variety, subhanallah. وَرَزَقَهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. He has given us provisions out of good things. وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. And we have favored them over many of what Allah Azza wa Jal has created in terms of favors. So Allah has subjected the entire earth for us, and He has favored us over all of most of His creation. يَوْمَ نَدْعُ كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. On the day that Allah has reminded us, on the day of Qiyamah, when Allah is going to call every nation with their leader, بِإِمَامِهِمْ. فَمَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَقْرَؤُونَ كِتَابَهُمْ وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ فَتِيلًا. So every nation, Allah will call their leader, and everybody who follows will come after it. And many times in the Quran, Allah describes this to us, where the leaders come and وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا الَّذِينَ اتُّبِعُوا. Those who follow told those who they follow, it was your fault. And the other people said, we didn't tell you to follow us, you followed us because you wanted to. And there will be dispute and argument. So Allah calls every nation with their leader, and then the people that follow that leader will come after that. And then بِإِمَامِهِمْ فَمَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. Whoever been given their book with their right hand, فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَقْرَؤُونَ كِتَابَهُم. They will read their book. They will read the book of their deeds. وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ فَتِيلًا. And they will not be wronged, not a single string. That string that you see when you open the date and you eat it, the pit on the date, it has a little string. So you will not be wronged that string. Whatever you do, Allah Azza wa Jalla is going to reward you for that. وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِهِ أَعْمَى. So the person who will get the book of deed in their right hand, they will get an easy reckoning. They will not see any bad deeds, because the good deeds have erased all their bad deeds, subhanallah. They will be happy. They will hold their book in their right hand. They'll say, look at my my book. It has very good deeds. But then the other one, وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِي أَعْمَى, and the one who was blind in this earth, not blind, truly blind like can't see, but blind from the truth, doesn't recognize the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, doesn't recognize that everything Allah has created for us, and is not mindful to be thankful to Allah Azza wa Jal. Therefore he's blind from seeing that everything around him is, everything around us remind us with the 99 names of Allah Azza wa Jal. The merciful, the giver, this, all the good names of Allah Azza wa Jal. When you look around you, it should remind you of Allah. So those who look around them and they're not reminded with Allah Azza wa Jal, these are the blind ones. وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِي أَعْمَى, the one who is blind in this earth, فَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ أَعْمَى وَأَضَلُّ سَبِيلًا, that person will be more blind in the hereafter, and he will be more lost from the straight path. So on the day of Qiyamah, the believers, they will have light around us that's glowing and shining, and they can see everything. They're holding their book of deed in their right hand, whereas the kafir, the unbelievers, they will not see. قال رب لما حجرتني أعمى وقد كنت بصيرا. He said, oh Allah, why did you gather me on the day of Qiyamah blind, and I used to see in this life? That's what the kafir will see. So he will completely be in darkness. He'll say, give me light, I can't see. And the book of deed will be in their left hand, behind their back. They don't want anybody to see it because it's filled with filth. Subhanallah. إن كان في هذا فهو أضل في الآخرة أضل سبيلا. And then here there's a little story. But let me go through the literal translation, and then I'll tell you what the story is about. وإن كادوا ليفتنونك عن الذي أوحينا إليك لتفتري علينا غيره وإذا لاتخذوك خليلا. They almost were going to deceive you and turn you away, to deceive you, to turn you away from the things that we have revealed that Allah has revealed to you, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you will fabricate upon Allah things that Allah is not pleased with or different. وَإِذَا لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. And if you have done this, they would have followed you and used you as their best friend. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is early times in Mecca, he was going around the Kaaba and he wanted to go and touch the Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone. When he wanted to touch it, the kuffar says, you're coming and do this, we're going to take the Hajar al-Aswad, we're going to hide it from you if you're going to do that, and if you're not going to touch our idols. If you touch our idols, then we will let you touch this, and then we'll let you continue what you're doing. So the Prophet ﷺ almost inside of him was going to agree to that. That I'll touch this, and then so this way they will not. And he says, even though I touch it, but I'm not worshipping them, because deep down in my heart, in my iman, I don't worship those things, but I don't want to lose the Hajar al-Aswad, this black stone. So what Allah Azza wa Jalla says, He says, if you had done this, so what would have happened? وَلَوْلَا أَن ثَبَّتْنَاكَ. If it wasn't that Allah Azza wa Jalla has strengthened your belief and your iman, لَقَدْ كِدْتَ تَرْكَنُ إِلَيْهِمْ شَيْئًا قَلِيلًا. You would have almost turned towards them even this little bit. إِذَا لَأَذَقْنَاكَ ضَعْفَ الْمَمَاتِ وَضَعْفَ الْحَيَاةِ وَضَعْفَ الْمَمَاتِ ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدْ لَكَ عَلَيْنَا نَصِيرًا. And if you had done this, we would have made you taste the punishment double in this life, and the punishment double in the hereafter when you die. ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدْ لَكَ عَلَيْنَا نَصِيرًا. And you will not find anyone who will give you victory and support you on the day of Qiyamah. So if he only gave them this little bit, it would have been a disaster to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But it was the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla that Allah strengthened his heart, and he stuck. He says, no, I will not touch your stones, and do whatever you want. So subhanallah, Allah has protected him, and this is an example for us that when it comes to matters of aqidah, when it comes to matter of religion, we cannot give away even the weight of a mustard seed and to please the kuffar. No, we will all stick with our religion, stick with our belief, no matter what, because we cannot turn to the kuffar to please them. We say, okay, well, one day we pray for your God, and or whatever it is. We don't do that. Islam, you believe in it and you follow it completely. وَإِن كَادُوا لَيَسْتَفِزُّونَكَ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ لِيُخْرِجُوكَ مِنْهَا وَإِذًا لَا يَلْبَثُونَ خِلَافَكَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And they were almost going to kick you out of the land, to take you out of it. And if they have done that, Allah Azza wa Jal would have not let them stay in the town even a little bit. Allah would have destroyed them. Subhanallah. So they wanted to kick the Prophet ﷺ, but Allah Azza wa Jal wanted the Prophet to leave on his own term when it's time for him to leave. And subhanAllah, so we will stop here and we will continue inshallah next week. And hopefully next week inshallah we'll try to conclude Surah Al-Isra. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wa jazakumullahu khairan inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.